Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel with the Affirmation. Here every story has a purpose and every lesson is meant to help you grow in a life. So let's dive into a new story that will teach you how to get rid of suffering. So let's start the story. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a woman named Luna with her husband Jimmy and beloved son Jack. Her life was filled with happiness and her son was the light of her life. But one day, her son Jack suddenly fell gravely ill. Despite all their efforts, Luna and her husband Jimmy could not save him and he tragically passed away. This heartbreaking event shattered Luna's life. The loss of her son left her in a state of deep shock and sorrow. Grieving and overwhelmed with despair, she carried her son's body from village to village, pleading with anyone who would listen to bring her son back to life. People started thinking she had lost her mind, but a wise elder man suggested her she would go to Gautam Buddha for help. Desperate for any hope, Luna decided to follow the advice and went to see Gautam Buddha. When she reached Buddha, she fell at his feet, tears streaming down her face, and begged him to bring her son back to life. Buddha, seeing her suffering, gently spoke to her and said, I can bring your son back to life, but first you must do something for me. Go to the village and bring me a mustard seed from any house where no one has ever died. Encouraged by this possibility, Luna eagerly set out on her quest. She went from house to house, knocking on every door and asking for a mustard seed. The villagers were willing to give her the seed, but when she asked if anyone in their home had never experienced death, she always received the same answer: someone in their family had passed away. As she continued to visit every house in the village, Luna gradually came to understand that suffering and death are inevitable part of life. Everyone had lost someone they loved, and she realized that she was not alone in her grief. It dawned on her that sorrow was not unique to her life, but was a universal experience shared by all. Luna returned to Buddha empty handed but with a new understanding in her heart. She said, Lord, I understand now. My son's death has taught me that no one is free from suffering. Buddha smiled gently and replied, You have understood the truth. Suffering is inevitable in life, but understanding it and finding a way to be free from it is true wisdom. Then Gautam Buddha taught Luna the four noble truths that had completely changed her life. Number 1. The truth of suffering. Life inevitably involves suffering. Birth, aging, illness and death are all part of this suffering, and we all have to face it at some point in our life. Number 2. The cause of suffering. The root cause of suffering is desire and craving. Our desire and discontentment make us suffer, and when our desire is not fulfilled, we become sad. Number 3. The cessation of suffering. The end of suffering is possible when we let go of our desire and craving. We can be free from suffering. Number 4. The path to the end of suffering. The path to liberation from suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path, which include right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Having learned this profound teaching, Luna decided to change her life. She started following the Noble Eightfold Path, dedicating herself to meditation and spiritual practices. She let go of her desire and craving, finding true peace and contentment. Inspired by her transformation, Luna also shared Buddha's teaching with the villagers, helping them understanding the true nature of suffering and how to find freedom from it. Over time, her village too became a peaceful and contented community. This story teaches that suffering is an inevitable part of everyone's life and it cannot be avoided. The true cause of suffering is our desire and craving, and until we understand and free ourselves from them, we will remain in pain. Buddha shows us that the path to free from suffering is through the Noble Eightfold Path, which leads us toward enlightenment through right understanding, intention, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness and concentration. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy this video, hit like button, and for more such stories, subscribe to our channel. Thank you and stay positive.